This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outside the Round. Today we have got half of the Wholesome Boys here in the studio. It is Americana Fest week in Nashville. We got Nate and Andrew. Nate, a longtime friend of the show. Last time we did this, the podcast was called In the Round, and we did it at the house over on Murphy Road in the living room.
It's a good living room. Good sound in there.
Yeah, bro. Incredible stories about that place, too. Just all the songwriters that have lived there and continue to live there. And that was, I want to say, 2021, maybe?
Yep, it would have been 2021.
So
yeah.
it was about 3 years ago. So fast forward now, and you're in this band, the Wholesome Boys. I remember hearing about it, and you guys have gotten to go on the road and do a bunch of shit. And how's life treating you, brother?
I mean, life is good. September 13th, which was Friday, we put out our first single of a record that we recorded in January in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we were there for not quite a month, but like 28 days.
I counted by the chopped cheeses I had.
Yeah.
I had like 22 chopped cheeses.
All right, Andrew.
I switched it up, but I had probably 12 chopped cheeses and then a mixture of other sandwiches.
Yeah, why Brooklyn?
So Patrick Clifford, who's a true music man, worked for A&M Records, hooked us up with producer Ben Rice, who he's from Brooklyn. He has a studio called DeGraw Sound. And, we just wanted to make a pilgrimage out to Brooklyn. It was a good excuse to go to Brooklyn, and we, we didn't, we wanted to change a pace.
Yeah.
I mean, great records get made in Nashville, Tennessee, but we wanted to go to the big city, man.
Yeah, just mix it up. And
Yeah, I mean, we drove all the way out there in the van, parked the van for, the whole time that we were there, and stayed in a brownstone with one bathroom.
It was
slept on
about
the
being
floor.
cold and uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like the whole time.
Yeah, what time of year were you guys recording this?
January.
Oh, shit.
So January 1.
I'm trying to think if there were any big snowstorms up there while you guys were up there.
It snowed.
For the
Yes.
first time in like 700 days.
Yeah. So it was
crazy.
we had like what was it, like a 2-mile walk, 3-mile walk to the studio every day? Possibly more.
I think it was more. It was like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like
So maybe a lot of blocks. Actually, like 1 mile in New York is like half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was like the whole process of it was transformative for us as a band, and so was the previous year playing like just over 70 shows. We got kind of baptized and thrown straight into it, and that's where we wrote a lot of the songs and thought they were all done, and took them to Brooklyn and found out that they weren't done.
Sometimes you get humbled in the studio.
Oh my God, yeah.
Big time.
So 28 days. I mean, I feel like bands don't do that anymore. Where they
I
don't.
think that's part of the reason why we really wanted to see what that was like.
Yeah, it's like a lost art, just going away and not just going in over a period of like a couple months or like over a year whenever you can get studio time, but just going into a studio, the four of you guys, a producer, some studio guys, and cutting a damn record.
Well, I mean, like, we're the only players on the whole record.
Oh, really?
And we even played all the instruments. So it was like as old school as it could be,
I think there's even like a xylophone on it.
Oh.
We played it.
Yeah, only the band, there was one producer who was also the sound engineer, Ben Rice, and then Dylan, Frank, me, and Andrew, and everything played on that record, vocal-wise, instrument-wise, was someone in the band.
Wow. So just the five of you guys.
Yeah, it makes it for a really short credit on the
yeah, not a lot of lines, not a lot of text. That's sick, though. Now, how did the Wholesome Boys come to be? Because I remember when it was Nate Fredrick and the Wholesome Boys. I remember when, like, the Wholesome Boys, when it was, like, kind of the backstory of how you boys all got together.
Well, me and Frank had played kind of and done some duo shows and just kind of wanted to get out on the road. And we were able to get some gigs because of the Different Shade of Blue record. And then we brought Andrew and Dylan. into the fold, and we played 7 shows, like in Texas and Oklahoma, and they were just backing me up on my songs, but the songs were starting to like change. It was really feeling like something that I'd never been a part of before, and I was like, I think that we're a band. A band. I've never been in a band before, but I was like, I think this is a band.
We wouldn't tell Nate, but we'd like speed up the click, and then we'd be like, Dylan, you should use sticks for this show, and then Frank would like turn up Nate's amp a little bit more.
Well, it's like I played acoustic for the first part of it, like in the beginning, and then I finally got an electric guitar, and then like got 2 amps, and then I started looking at Frank's pedal board, and it was like I felt like a little, I'm the oldest one in the band actually, but I felt like a little brother just being like, what's cool? Is this cool? It's like, oh, this isn't cool. It's like, I've gotten to learn what it's like to be in a rock band, and still learning, but that was really what happened. And it's not very rock to be Nate, Fredrick, and the Wholesome Boys. It sounds a little more hokey, I think. It worked for sure because we were able to slide into a lot of really cool opening shows and play a lot of awesome venues.
Yeah, you boys were out with Muscadine for a little
Muscadine,
while, right?
Morgan Wade. We got to do some shows with Clint Black, and he gave us a bunch of road cases because we didn't have any anything
Dude,
protecting
he
the
saved
amp.
us.
He did, man.
His crew saved us. They were just like, hey, we've got a warehouse full of shit that we're not using.
We were just walking in naked with all of our stuff, but we were so jacked to be there, because we went from playing for 5 people in Tulsa to, a sold out show at First Avenue in Minneapolis with Morgan Wade, and like the Bomb Factory with Muscadine, and the Florida Theater, and we're like, whoa,
Yeah.
And that was really where we became the Wholesome Boys, like, that was when we decided to drop my name off and separate, the two, which feels really good. I didn't know if it would ever actually happen, because when you're thinking about that in a van, you're like, man, logistically, like that is going to be difficult, to start an LLC and like kind of rebrand ourselves again.
Yeah.
But it's so in alignment with what we're doing now. Like, it feels so good.
My girlfriend's mom is in town today. She just got in town, and she was looking at old posters, and she was like, I heard the new single, and I thought you guys were a country band.
Right. It's like we went from Americana singer-songwriter to like blues, yacht rock, hokey country, to just full-fledged. Once we got back from Brooklyn, it was like the full realization. And then we had to learn how to play the record that we recorded.
Which that's a process a lot of people don't think about, because it's like you're in the studio and you're figuring it out in there, but then learning how to play it live.
Oh my gosh.
As a crew, it's a whole different thing.
It was. We were like, what did we play? Like, what? It's like we knew that we did it, but to get, now I think that it almost sounds better than the record, but it gave us like a study guide to then like practice to try to be like, we got to be this band that recorded these songs. And it was hard. It definitely feels like an activity more than any, more than an acoustic guitar and like essentially like glorified poetry up there. This feels more like pickleball in PE or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're just whacking them.
Maybe something more badass than that, but pickleball's pretty cool now.
I think so.
I figured that was a pretty
Pickleball's
good
in.
analogy.
I mean, guys like Kid Rock play pickleball.
Right.
Pickleball,
it's like
that's
there's
pretty cool.
I started off just moving my knees, and then I started moving all my, I had to learn how to move and sing and play guitar, just play downs and, just use a pick. I never even used a pick, a pick or anything. So.
Yeah, last time I saw Nate play was I think maybe we had you on a round or two after this, but it was the release of the Different Shade of Blue record at the local, It was like that release night. And yeah, not a lot of movement because it was like the pedal steel does the talking, or the mandolin or the dobro will do the talking, and it's like the slower pace kind of thing. So I'm very excited for my first Wholesome Boys show tonight.
It's like pretty visceral, you know? And like I used to just look at Andrew and Frank and Dylan like dancing around me. I'm like, all right, you know. And it's like finally, like at a show we played in Denver last month, I was like, I think I really hit my stride. Like I picked up a couple new moves.
Ooh.
You know, like we said, like a video game character, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. So what do you play in the band?
I play bass.
You play bass. All right, so you're grooving back there.
Oh my God,
like,
that's such an understatement.
thrashing. All right, all right.
Yeah, he can be on the ground and get back up and never miss a note.
Yeah, I picked up a new move too.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of times where I would either intentionally or not intentionally fall on the ground.
I like
and I would
it.
be on the ground.
Like a soccer guy flop, you know?
Yeah.
Like just.
And most of the times it's pretty hard to play and like work yourself back up. But I finally got it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Where are you from, Andrew?
I'm from Louisiana.
From Louisiana.
Bayou boy.
Bayou boy. And then you're obviously a
I'm right in the middle of the U.S.
Missouri guy. And then where are the other two guys from?
Michiganders.
Michigan.
Detroit, and then Onstead, which is like, I think they're both from Detroit. That's right. But not really. Dylan's from Onstead, and that's what we have one song on the record called Ypsilanti that's about Dylan and his girlfriend and this city called Ypsilanti.
Yeah, I went up to Michigan this summer we go to a lot of festivals with Raised Rowdy, and we were in Midland, Michigan for a festival this year. Michigan's just another animal. They're just different people up there.
They like to build stuff and like brew beer, and like they're very
smoke pot.
crafty.
They love pot in Michigan, and it's so fucking cheap.
Yeah.
Michigan weed is incredibly cheap, and that's something I learned and enjoyed while I was up there in Michigan. And like the Upper Peninsula people, where it's like cold most.
The UP.
The UPers, man, the Upers.
I have yet to be up there, but I've heard a lot about it. So.
It is, yeah, they're fucking wild. They're a different breed of people, just like the Cajuns are a little different, and just like Missouri's got some.
I don't know if you can throw us into the mix, but
bro, I remember being
the Ozarkians, the hillbillies,
the Ozarkians, bro. I've seen some characters in Joplin, Missouri.
Yeah, Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
I've been to Mountain Home, Arkansas, right on the border. Most face tattoos I've ever seen in one location, man. I felt like it was like a Jelly Roll tribute show. You know, it was crazy, bro. Mountain Home, which is like right in like the Ozarks area. You see some people there, man.
You do, yeah. I mean, there's like, I think they called like that TV show Ozark, which is about like methamphetamine. I think in like L.A. or somewhere they used to call meth 417, which is the area code of where I'm from in Springfield, Missouri. But like Branson and Forsyth and Lake of the Ozarks, like you get those lake people that are a little bit like Midwestern, but then like Ryan Nelson from Florida. Yeah. You know, they're by the water and they're just like, there's something that happens.
Yeah, similar to like the Cajun lifestyle too, you know, which
exactly.
is everybody okay with the storm and everything that just went through?
Oh yeah.
I know storms, you guys are just fucking used to it.
I mean, they were like, it's a category 1, so
yeah,
they weren't affected. They didn't move.
Yeah, Yeah, I saw a lot of Louisiana people this weekend because we were just down at the Floribama, and something I didn't know was that people, I guess Floribama and like Orange Beach is like the closest of like the beaches that you go to.
Oh yeah, dude, I met Brett Favre in Orange Beach.
Yeah. So it's like, whenever there's a storm coming, a lot of folks they'll evacuate, but they'll evacuate to the Floribama and just go party, and then go home and deal with whatever the devastation was.
Yeah,
and that just seems like the Louisiana, because there were a lot of LSU jerseys down there this weekend. Yeah. It was chaos, man. The Cajuns are another animal.
Yeah, man. I'm from Lafayette, so
okay, I know. I've been through Lafayette.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Everybody always talks about the food, but like,
there's a lot of spice.
There is a lot of spice.
It's all about my mom's food. That's it.
Okay, the home cooking.
Yeah, it's nothing. Everybody always talks about like where to go and stuff for food, but I don't know.
I've had her etouffee and it's good.
It passes the name.
I didn't even know what the hell etouffee was. And
I still don't know. I've had it before, but I still don't fully know exactly what it is.
So it's just like crawfish. It's just like a pile of food, like crawfish and like this thing like this butter. I don't know how to make it. My mom does. I wish I knew how to make it, but
It's almost like kind of like a roux in the
Yeah, it's
same
like
way as like a what's that called that has a roux?
gumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not as thick. It's not like you have it on a plate, just a mound of rice, and you just pile it on there.
Nice.
I always mix corn with it because why not?
Yeah, why not? Get a little crazy, bro.
I love corn.
Get a little crazy. Yeah, when it's speaking of muscadine, we were talking about them earlier. We did when I was out on the road. I used to be out on the road with those guys, slinging their merch. And one of the last shows I did before the pandemic with them was in Monroe, Louisiana, at a place called Live Oaks, and we ate a bunch of crawfish and jambalaya and all the Cajun stuff. Place was asses to elbows packed. They sold a lot of tickets that night, and I was at the merch table, and I'm not used to that spice. That shit hit me, bro. And I was at the merch table, and I'm like, I can't even get to the back. I'm like, this is going to be a long night, bro.
Yeah.
If you're not used to it, that spice can whoop you.
Oh yeah. No, dude. So that's not Louisiana, man.
What do you mean that's not Louisiana? Monroe?
Yeah, south. It's got to be south of Opelousas,
So what is Monroe then? What do you call that?
South Arkansas.
South Arkansas.
Oh,
shit.
But do you have like a symbol?
Throwing it down against the folks of northern Louisiana. Damn, bro.
Nah, man. That's just they just talk shit. South of Opelousas, that's everybody's like, this is real Louisiana. I mean, it's technically all Louisiana, but I don't know. It's just like that's like tomatoes and gumbo. Like that's a big no-no where I'm from.
But they do that up there?
I think it's a New Orleans thing,
Okay.
but I don't know. I don't fuck with that.
Damn, dude. That's like we always have beef. You guys have that interstate beef. We always have beef being a New Yorker with like New Jersey or Connecticut, even though we're all fucking the same.
I mean, Missouri had that too with the Civil War.
Yeah, you guys were kind of thrown right in the middle of everything, dude. You guys were. We learned all about Missouri in our history class.
The North and the South.
Yeah, you guys were smack dab right in the middle.
I think we're a split state.
Yeah, split state that just gets hit by tornadoes constantly.
Yeah,
Constantly.
it's true.
How many
I'm
tornadoes
surprised that Twisters wasn't shot in Missouri.
Yeah, how many tornadoes have you lived through?
Oh, probably only 5.
Only 5.
Yeah, I mean Oklahoma takes the cake. Oklahoma where the wind blows, but we're pretty close to it.
Yeah, and speaking of Oklahoma, you said that was where. So where were some of like the early Wholesome Boys shows at? Like when you guys
Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri.
Bears Den Pizza.
Yeah, in Conway, Arkansas.
Bearston Pizza.
Oh yeah, that was we went from like playing those things to like, we played like at Green Hall with Muscadine, and then like 3 days later played at Bears Den Pizza, and then like we had a grab bag, of shows that was, some we had to run our own sound.
Yeah, we did the Bomb Factory in Dallas, and then the next night we played Sundown at Granada during a tropical storm.
Yeah,
and the
with
power
no
went
sound.
out.
So like it was like a very interesting. We'll never probably have that opportunity again. One, to play, to be as fresh of a band as we were, to have a van, to travel 12,000 miles, and play small shows, big shows, and everything in between. And I mean, we went everywhere. In 23, we went everywhere from San Diego to Idaho to South Burlington, Vermont.
Damn.
To Dewey Beach, Delaware, and everywhere in between. Florida, like we were in Wyoming. We didn't go to Utah. We didn't go to New Mexico, but like we went to like 28 different states, and just like we're just chasing them down. We didn't care how long the drive was. The routing was shit sometimes, but we were just like, we're doing it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to go all out and just.
We didn't have any more to give. Yeah. I mean, it was.
What was we had a show in Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
And then our next show was Concan, Texas.
Yeah.
The next day.
No. I think it was like 3 days later or something.
Yeah. But it was just like.
We made it all the way down there, and it got rained out.
Yeah, it got rained out.
Damn.
That was with Muscadine. That was the last show, and then we just headed back to Nashville from Concan. But we drove. So we played the Bomb Factory in Dallas. with Muscadine.
Which is a great venue, by the way.
Oh, my
Bomb
God.
Factory is sick.
It was unbelievable.
I've only been there once, and it was with Gary and Charlie opening for Co-Wetzel.
It was
in
unbelievable.
2019, and that was my first experience of a Co-Wetzel
Well, they did
show.
a good job headlining it after that.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, like,
I'm
it
sure,
was
dude.
unbelievable.
Those boys are on another level.
They really are. Yeah.
Especially right now. Again, like you talk about like the evolution of sound of going back to what your stuff was with like Different Shade of Blue to the Nate and the Wholesome Boys to now the Wholesome Boys sound. And it's like Gary and Charlie over the years, the evolution of their sound from the stuff pre-COVID and like during COVID to like where they're at right now.
Right.
They've completely like found their sound, like how you boys have found your sound by locking yourselves in a studio for a month in Brooklyn, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that van, the time that we spent in the van, there was just some special energy that went on that, like, I don't know. We've tried to recreate it because we've tried to, continue to write for like record number 2. And we're like, man, like we didn't put this much pressure on ourselves. And it just like, we were just rolling, we were playing the shows, we were writing the songs. It was all so fresh and new. And we were kind of like discovering something as opposed to trying to create anything. But we played the show in Dallas, like I was saying, at the Bomb Factory. And then Frank drove, 15 hours straight to San Diego, and we ended up on the beach like that. Like we had like one day of travel, and they would leave after the show with the bus and sleep on the bus and wake up there. But like we would load in and like slept, and we were the bus driver.
Yeah, dude. Van life.
Totally. And yeah, it was really special. And we played Belly Up Tavern. That place is awesome. And then we played the Terragram Ballroom with Muscadine on Skid Row.
Oh.
That was interesting. There was a guy laying out on the sidewalk with like it was
just a massive hernia.
Yeah, it was wild. I think Skid Row is like a bad area.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of California, unfortunately, is just gone to shit. Like, I had Wyatt Flores on here. I think it was last year I had him on at our old studio, and he was telling a crazy story about while he was up in San Francisco, and just like seeing somebody like looking out his hotel window and like seeing somebody like getting ready to jump off a building, like, like, and that was just, and nobody cared. Like, he went down to the front desk and like nobody cared, which to me is just nuts. You talk about.
Well, he's
like,
from Oklahoma, isn't he?
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Like, Oklahoma folks are just sad, man. Sad. No, it is. No, you look at the music that's come out of there. It's the big guys are like Zach Bryan, Wyatt right now, Turnpike. Like, they sing about a lot of sad shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of heartbreak growing up out there, and it's like California used to be like the paradise place, and now it's like fuck.
Totally.
And Skid Row just sounds like a bad place. It was a cool hair band back in the day.
Skid, yeah. Well, it's like there's some hotel.
Yeah.
What's the hotel that's there on Skid Row that's like haunted?
Oh shit!
I was listening to a podcast about it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It maybe starts with an E. Is it the?
I don't know, but
like it's had so many like people die in it, and like murderers have stayed in there, and it's like it's right on Skid Row, and
yeah, it was for people like traveling and working there, right?
yes,
and it's huge.
It had 700 rooms in it, and like
wasn't there a lady that died in the water tower of it?
Yeah,
pretty recently?
it's haunted. Like it's called the.
It sounds messy. It sounds like the hotel that's in Milwaukee, across from the Rave Eagle Club.
Cecil, the Cecil Hotel. Yeah, look it up. It's wild. But that's where I first heard Skid Row, and I was like, oh, the Terragram Ballroom, like. Cool, like where is it? And I looked, I was like, oh shit, it's right in the middle of Skid Row. Okay, like we're gonna get a dose of L.A. We ain't playing in Burbank.
No,
it's
like, you're in the real shit.
Yeah, and I got this really cool shirt from there. It's just almost like a black hole, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like a circle.
It has no venue name or anything. It's just like this black hole with this little white thing, and that's like the Terragram Ballroom.
Wow.
Sure. Yeah.
Wow.
I think I asked for it for free, and the guy was like, "Yeah, man, just take it." Like, I do that a lot. The venues. I think I got a free Stone Pony sweatshirt too.
Hell yeah, dude.
You never know till you ask.
Nate is the guy. If you need like anything anywhere, like when we were in New York, he just like talked to this dude who didn't speak the same language as us.
Spanish.
He talked to him for like 20 minutes and got us to a parking pass for an entire month.
Wow.
For 300 bones.
Wow.
Just like
It's a steal.
Yeah, anytime we're just like, oh no, what do we do? Nate's just like gets out of the van and like storms over there.
So it's like you talked about feeling like little brother on stage, learning how to like be in a band, but you have the older brother complex as well. That's older brother shit.
I just know how to make shit happen. Some of the shit may be bad shit, but I know how to like to get off of ground zero.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I've gotten us a lot of gigs, and I've gotten us a lot of shitty gigs, but I've gotten us some good ones too. And it's like, you know, that's my personality in the band. That like I'd rather just do it 4 times and get it right the 5th time. You know. But we kind of counteract each other in this band so well. Like Frank and Andrew are more methodical. Dylan just wants everyone to be happy, but he's like a super hard worker too. Like everybody really truly cares about one another, but we all have totally different outlooks, vantage points, skills, personalities. So like outside of a note being played, like that's what feels like a gang in a band, you know, to me.
Yeah.
Almost like when I was like in 5th grade, like the kids in the neighborhood, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of, it feels somewhat like the Sandlot or the Little Giants or the Big Green.
Yeah, dude.
You know, we're kind of underestimated.
Yeah, underdogs. Underdogs.
Definitely
playing the same
some
sport.
underdog feeling, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like a Disney movie.
Disney.
The Mighty Ducks. we
Coming
love them.
soon, the Wholesome Boys.
Yeah, it does sound like a straight to Netflix series, you know.
It does. It sounds like there'd be all kinds of shit.
It's kind of like Wild Boys, you know, like the Jackass offshoot of that.
You still get out in the golf course or not really?
Yeah, I've like really got the golf bug this month.
I just started playing again for the first time in a couple years, and I'm breaking 100, so I'm feeling good. I know have you seen him on the golf course?
I have not. I've never swung a golf club.
I would always say, and I'm gonna out him right now, but like if I ever got invited to like a golf tournament or something, like a best ball tournament, like a scramble tournament, he'd be my ringer. That people would have no idea. He can hit the piss out of a golf ball.
That's what everyone has said, and so I would do the same thing. And I would actually sign him up as me.
Yeah.
Like, I would just be like, I'm not even going to show up.
Yeah.
It's almost like it like calms me down now just to like hit balls. Like I've never used to. I hated golf for a long time and quit.
Because you did it competitively.
Yeah, and
it
so I
just wears
quit
you
for 4
down,
years,
bro.
and now I have a different relationship with it where it's like, there's a lot of parallels with like music to it with me, and like, just kind of like controlling your controllables and just, you can't fix it all at once kind of thing. Like it's kind of my sanctuary out there on the range now, where when I am all fucking stressed out and want to go, do something bad, I just go hit balls.
Yeah, have you gotten to play at all since you've been back in town?
Well, I just got back in town like 30 minutes ago, but I think after this, I may go hit balls at Hermitage because I think we're all the way out here.
Yeah, we are.
So I may go hit a bucket.
Hell yeah! Well, if you want to play at all, let me know. 'Cause
I'm in.
Yeah, I'd be down to do such things.
Ward Gunther just texted me about. I guess they have a team at like the Blue Otter golf tournament or something, September 30th. And
we'll be.
And I think I'm gonna be on. I guess Ryan, his partner's team, or something like that. But
Sweet. Well, we'll see you there because we have a hole. Raised Rowdy has a hole at that golf tournament where we're handing out Crowned Head cigars and Raised
I
Rowdy
remember
hats.
the Crowned Heads.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we will have boxes of those, and we'll have some hats, and we'll just be hanging out at one of the holes at a country club. They let Raised Rowdy. Then Nikki T hosts the reception at the end of it too. So we get to see him.
Golf is like the great equalizer, man, and it's a great networking tool.
Oh, dude,
and
huge.
it's like nobody's gonna go so many different personalities, you know, that can play golf. You don't have to. You can drink. You can take it serious. No one's gonna go out and all play tennis together or basketball. It's like everybody can kind of get in the cart. You know, you can play golf with Tiger Woods. You're not gonna play golf with, basketball with Michael Jordan. You know, but you can like ride in a cart with Tiger Woods and like probably play.
Yeah, play. It'll just take you a bit longer.
You're not going to go swimming with Michael Phelps. You know?
No. You'd be following him.
Yeah, it's like...
That's true. That's a good way to look at it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, somebody who's a scratch golfer can play with someone that shoots 100, and it's, like, really not, you know... You can be on polar opposites of the spectrum and still, like, play around together.
Yeah.
And get to know them and have a good time as long as, you know, you play quick. That's what...
Yes.
Is my most important thing. I can't handle people that play slow.
Yeah, you got to have the pace.
Even if you're playing amazing, like, it's just like, hit it quick, you know?
Yeah, ready golf is the best golf.
Absolutely.
Play ready golf. Andrew, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Man, not too much. I just play guitar. I try to write as much as possible. I watch motocross like no one else, though.
Okay.
That's like what I did when I was younger, and it was like the most exciting thing to me. So that's
Motocross.
We'll be at Applebee's and he'll just like have his phone up.
Just watching dirt bikes go.
Yeah, it's like it's your turn to order. Like, okay, hang on. You know.
Yeah, that's a world that I've never gotten into, but I've heard a lot of people.
Yeah,
if you're into it, you're fucking really into it.
Absolutely, and it's funny because like I bartend when we're not playing, and I've seen one guy wearing a Redbud shirt. It's like a race in Michigan, and he had just gotten back, and it's like the craziest outdoor race of the year. And he was sitting at the bar with that Redbud shirt on, and I freaked out because I was like, dude, I haven't seen anyone in like my 7 years of living here that has even wanted to talk about dirt bikes at all.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you've been here 7 years.
Yeah.
Where in town do you bartend at?
I bartend at Bar Taco right now.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was actually, the East location?
Yeah.
Okay. I was actually at Bar Taco in 12 South last night.
Oh, nice.
It's fucking delicious.
That was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like there's like a chain, like the Bar Taco staff is like, it's like kind of like I have my friend Haley works.
Like a cult?
Yeah, you know Haley?
No.
You don't know? No. She was working at that one. She's like, whenever I'm in a city that there's a Bar Taco, like she like freaks out, and it's like
I can't
this
go.
cult of like people, dude.
I cannot go.
It's fucking delicious though. Guacamole's very good.
Yeah, but I eat it every day.
I was gonna say that makes sense then. That makes sense. You've been
Yeah.
working there pretty much for a while.
Since November of last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, get the kids quesadilla with the rotisserie chicken.
Ooh.
It's a hack.
Ooh, that is a good little hack right there.
Yeah.
I got the pork belly tacos.
Oh yeah.
The Baja fish tacos.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm feeling crazy, I'll get a few tacos and a rice bowl.
Dude,
You know. Had that dessert last night, bro. The fucking the Tres Leches or whatever.
Yeah,
Fucked
yeah.
me up. It was really good. And then for a sober folk, there's like the Nojito is a good one
Yeah.
too. There's some good mocktails there, bro.
Interesting.
Bar Taco's got some good, delicious mocktails. So you can feel like you're sipping, but you're not.
But they're still like $12.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, Bar Taco bougie. I can't go there all the time. We're not pulling on that much of a budget over here, dude. I'm Taco Bell budget, but I enjoy Bar Taco, you know? That's where we're at. Even like Mas Taco, all those bougie taco places, man.
I mean, dude, you could get a drink at
Taco Mamacita.
Taco Mamacita.
What's the other one? Man, there's a lot.
You could go to the Taco Bell downtown.
The cantina.
Yeah, have you been in there?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one on Broadway.
Have you been in there?
Yeah, me and Matt Daniel and like Ryan Nelson and Job Fortner used to go. I can't remember the name of the place that we would go over.
Near Ryan's? and
Yes. Do you remember the name?
They
would have like 2-for-1 beers, and you could get beans and rice and like 2 tacos for like $10.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going the late night place over there.
Los Canaritos.
Los Canaritos might be the restaurant you're talking about.
I think so.
Yep, I think it was because I've been in there with Ryan and
Yeah.
Joe. It's fun to go in there when
They have a band in there.
when the Mexican band's playing and Ryan Nelson's all fucked up and he's like, "Look at this band." And it's like I got no idea what they're saying.
I think I went
Ryan.
there on Cinco de Mayo one time.
Yeah, it's a party in there, and then not too far from there in L.A., not Louisiana, not Lower Alabama, not Los Angeles, but the other L.A. is Lower Antioch, you know, and it's
The other
L.A. Lower Antioch. Ryan Nelson is the mayor of Lower Antioch. There's another place that's like. It's like a food truck. It's like a trailer that was converted into a restaurant with like a food truck outside of it. And like you go up and order it, and they bring it out to you in the car. You don't want to go in there at night, kind of thing.
I've done that late night.
Yeah, the Gringas, Job and Nikki T, and Dobro Chris used to live off of those fucking Gringas,
Oh my
bro.
god, Dobro Chris.
Dobro Chris, bro. I saw him recently, dude. He's still wild as ever. He's back in Florida now, but saw him recently. Then I was actually with Job this weekend at Florida.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
Cool.
Joby was doing good, man.
He did a. So we've had this residency type thing that we do at Nobles, which they don't do live music, but we set up in there by the dartboards. I think when was the first one? August, July.
July.
I think we've done it July, August, September. Job played, and then we have one on the 20th.
Oh, sick.
Wait, this is September. Joe played in August. And September 20th, we have it at Nobles.
Hell
It's like
yeah.
a residency, and we like bring in random artists. And
That's cool.
I don't know what made me think of that. Oh, Job.
Yeah. Joby
I was like, why am I talking about this?
he was fun to introduce on stage this week when we did that Floribama thing because I was like, Joby Wan Kenobi, Job Forner. And he's just looking at me like, shut the fuck up for real. But
There was a funny thing on his green room when he opened for. It was either like Whiskey Myers, Cody Johnson, or Dwight Yoakam, and it said Lobie Fortoner.
Yeah.
Like that's how they had wrote it on,
Yeah.
and he kept it.
yeah, dude, he's a monster, one of the best vocals like
Totally.
ever,
Yeah.
dude.
He was as good as ever when he played that for
Yeah,
us.
dude, and him and Ryan are doing that sea creature thing.
Yep, with Rob.
That's cool, and Job's got some other stuff. It sounds like in the works. Like all the homies are just out there releasing a ton of music. Like Tyler Halverson's fucking with his Western marijuana thing, bro. It's fucking cool seeing him just fucking blow up. I had Ray Tier and John Deschus in here not too long
Oh,
ago,
you did?
bro. Hearing about the stories of them in that single wide trailer in Pleasant View back in the day, and the ratty
man.
dishes and the turtles. And
Dude, they have lived, multiple lives for all of us. I feel
yeah, and
like.
one of the things we talked about on there was the old days of Revival at Tin Roof, bro, and like how that was such a staple. And I remember having guys like you, Gabe, Meg, Harper, Ben, Tyler, like that whole crew, Colin, Vinny, and I'd have you guys on a Tuesday night, the same night you were playing Revival, and it was like the crew would come in because we would start a little bit earlier. You guys would play in the first round on our thing, and then go down the Tin Roof, and then we'd all link up at Red Door at Neighbors or something. You know,
Those were the days.
those were the days, man. Some fun times.
That's not around anymore.
no, dude.
That was a moment in time.
It was, man. And it's like we do. Like tonight, you guys are playing at what was Winners. That's now Riley Green's Duck Blind, and they've updated the stage. PA is a lot better, and it's like connected to Losers. So when you guys are there, you'll see it's like you can have a drink in Riley's, and then it's like connects through a hallway, and you can have the tab in either bar.
Can you hear it?
No, it's like the rooms they did a good job of like the rooms being like separate.
Okay.
So it's like you could have a band going in Losers while a band's going on in Riley's, and there's in that hallway you could probably get a little taste of both flavors. But it's
Is there like backline and everything?
oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, same shit. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you'll have
Very cool.
drum kit, amps, all the stuff that you would have for playing other showcases that were over there in
Very
the
cool.
past. You know, so which makes it fun. But
Yeah,
again,
totally.
just the whole city has just changed so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the society has changed. You
Yeah.
know, the internet. It's the internet, I think.
Yeah. Do you guys TikTok at all?
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
I think we
We've
have
been
one.
advised to.
Yeah,
And we are, I mean, we'll throw it up there and get 120 views.
it's not really our, we have a lot of success playing like just like 4 people and staying and, you know, like I think we're a better live band than we are.
Yeah, you'd rather go
On the
into
phone.
a new place and prove it to the people that are in the.
It's sure
in the
not
bar.
as much fun, but it's definitely real. You know, like the people that are there definitely seem to enjoy it more than, you know, trying to make some viral moment happen.
Yeah, that's the authenticity part of it. You guys are doing what you want to fucking do.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, you know. So what do we have as far as shows and stuff like through the rest of the year? Or are we kind of waiting for this project to come out and see what happens with that? Or
I think we have a run we do have a run in November with the band that we played with in Atlanta called Calico. So we're going to kind of go out to Charleston and some spots in South Carolina and then end back in Nashville on November 11th at the East Room with them.
Nice.
I think we're going to have one other local Nashville band play. But, yeah, I mean, this whole year has just kind of been prepping to start rolling out this record. And I think that 2025, the top end of that is going to be when everything starts to kind of really get going.
Yeah. Makes sense. So what's the record called?
Oh, we don't really even have. I mean, it's done. We've had multiple names for it.
What's the most recent one?
I think at the moment it's Adelphi,
Okay.
because we stayed on 77 Adelphi in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where we thought about maybe changing the name for the band, because we're doing like a whole rebrand.
Yeah.
And we went like all the way around and like did all the cool names and like tried to be, we were like tossing around different cool guy names. And then I remembered the name of the street and I was like, Adelphi, looked it up, and it's like means brotherhood and all of this stuff. And I was like, wow, it's got a lot of cool meaning. We should name it that. And then I found out that there's already a band named Adelphi in like the 70s. So we loved that name, so we just like kept it around. We ended up coming back because the Wholesome Boys was like the only thing we resonated with.
Yeah.
So we came all the way back around, and we were like, maybe we'll just call the album Adelphi.
Yeah.
But
as a tribute to then remember that moment in time of creating in Brooklyn.
Well, because we didn't even know the street that. I think we knew we were on Adelphi, but we had no idea what it meant. So it was like, oh, that's like pretty
we were
bad.
just like, it's 70. Map says 77
Adelphi. We didn't know
Let's
Adelphi
get
was
there.
Greek for brotherhood, you know, or anything like that. I thought Speed of Sound would be a cool album name, but that's like a track on the record as well. So
yeah, and it's like, do you have a track that's like the title track, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's where it's tough too. It's like then naming it after that. It's like, oh, this is the title track.
yeah, I mean, I think that one of the things that we went through when we made this record was we only committed to something when it was a yes from everyone, and we tried everything, you know. And I think that's maybe we kind of keep that approach with the record, that it's like it will present itself what it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know, and if we were dead set on something right now, we would probably change our mind by the time, you know, the full record was set to come out. So I think we'll just stay open. We change a lot, I feel like, in this band. We're always like, you know, a step ahead of ourselves, really, it feels like. But, you know, that's just part of it, I guess.
Yeah, just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens, and that's cool though. I think I like the Adelphi idea personally. I know I'm not a. That's the hard part too. Is you have 4 guys. It's like where's the fucking tiebreaker?
Well, Ben Rice is the
Ben Rice,
for
that's
sure.
true. That's true. You do have a producer that. Do you guys have like a team or anything that you're working with?
Yeah, I
right
mean,
now?
Patrick Clifford is definitely on our team. We're still kind of trying to put that together in a lot of ways, you know, with some agents and management and stuff like that. So having this song out kind of like,
I mean, whether they
solidified
like it or
us
not,
as a band.
we pretty much text everything. We're texting each other to Patrick and Ben also.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
they're
just through
just-
proxy, it's a 6-man team, you know. And then we have a guy in Atlanta, Austin Dykes, who did our music video for this track, and he also the next song that's coming out, Lies and Crying, he did the music video for that. So I think he's gonna kind of be on board for most of the rollout of the record. Sweet. You know, branding wise and stuff. And so I think we've kind of figured all that out in the last 8 months, you know.
Yeah, I think the issue with the whole thing is we're like idealists, so we went to make a record, but the industry wants singles.
Well, then you have to have something out there to introduce it. And the single is the way.
Well, the fact that it was unprecedented that we played as many shows, almost 100 shows, with no music out. Or like, you know, we're going there on Different Shade of Blue, which is like Paducah, you know, or Different Shade of Blue, and we're just like fucking giving it to them. And they're like, what is this, you know? I'm introducing us as the Wholesome Boys, and they're like, I thought this was Nate Fredrick.
Yeah.
And, you know, so like, we needed to release something.
Yeah, I think in the last 2 years, we made some fans, but I think we've confused plenty of
Totally. Sometimes even ourselves. You know?
Yeah, I'm interested to see like
what
the reaction is.
You're
like
gonna be
tonight.
blown away, I think.
Because tonight we've got the Drop Tines playing as well. Like we've got some cool rounds of people that fit like that Americana vibe. So I think a lot of people are expecting it to be Nate and the Wholesome Boys, but they're going to get the Wholesome Boys.
Oh,
it's going to be a different fucking
It's
thing.
a totally
Tell me about Desert Diamonds.
different me.
Why that being the first song?
Everyone else. That was the song that I had sent to Patrick Clifford. We went out to Wyoming to play like the $1 Million Cowboy, which is also an odd gig for the stuff we were doing. 3 nights we were supposed to play there, but Kevin Costner came in, so he kicked us off one of the nights. And so we're like, all right, we're gonna go to Jackson, Wyoming.
John Dutton
you know,
himself.
we got hooked up with a cool place to stay, and so we're gonna like demo some tracks for this record that we don't have the money for or the means to make, you know. But we're gonna take a step forward, and Desert Diamonds was one of like the first actual like demos that we had, proper demos, and I sent to Patrick Clifford. He sent to Ben Rice, and that was really what created the meeting for us, like to go make this record, was Desert Diamonds. And we just needed to have you know, something out that was kind of like middle of the road. It wasn't, I think that song actually like encapsulates about the middle vibe of the record. You know, some of it's like Kings of Leon, some of it's like The Clash, some of it's like Bruce Springsteen. That's like kind of Interpol-ish, you know.
So when you say The Clash, like there's some like punk.
That's just kind of, these are just these are things other people have said.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely like a little bit of punk element to it. There's
especially because we, you know, have just felt like we've gotten punched in the dick for 2 years, you know, so we have a chip on our shoulder.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm more mad than I've ever been since I remember. You know, I'm like singing into the mic in a totally different way. I'm not trying to tell anyone a story.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to exercise out all of my angst at you.
So
For
it's
real.
a whole different thing.
I would say
it's
so.
As far of a different.
I would say that like if you could try to be as polar opposite, then this would be pretty close.
Wow. Why do you think that is?
I have no. Well, because it's a true collaboration. It's because like I'm obviously pretty easily influenced, and like they have like helped me touch a part in myself that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to, and I think I've helped them also.
I mean,
like,
I think we're all easily influenced, especially by each other, especially sitting in a van with just us for months at a time or weeks at a time, whatever. And it's just like when Frank gets a new pair of pants, then everyone's like, those are cool pants. I'm going to get some pants like that.
Yeah. We end up like changing like together without even really knowing it. Like we'll walk into gas stations and stuff and people just like know we're a band.
Yeah,
I guess.
This summer somehow turned into like the cut shirt summer. So everyone cut the bottoms off of their shirts.
Oh, the bottoms off.
Yeah, the crops. Yeah. And then
Just
and then we
right at
did
the
the
end so it
hair.
rolls up.
You know, we did some of the hair stuff.
Yes, you're rocking the pink over here.
I've
you're
just got
slim,
like the silvery
blonde, slim shady looking thing.
Yeah.
And then what do the other guys look like?
Frank shaved his head. He had some long hair, and then Dylan's had some crazy hair in the past, but he's the most like middle of the road now. He's got like the 8th grade, just like what's the kid off of The Little Giant, like that kind of cut.
Yeah, it's
Just that like
the
the cool high school guy haircut,
Okay.
the feathered.
The feathered.
Yeah.
Who's the guy from like the Brady Bunch? What? It's not the Brady Bunch, but you know, like the quarterback, like hair,
Like Joe
thing.
Montana looking
Kind of,
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, kind of like maybe like Glenn Fry from the Eagles, like
Yeah.
in the '70s. You know that.
Wow.
Great hair though, great hair.
Wow. So yeah, you're just getting me more and more excited. For
Well, I think that
the
all
show
of
now.
those outside of the musicality of it and like the, you know, whatever we're doing, like, you know, I think that if we just were a softball team together, like we would be a band. You know, it's like there's groups, musical groups, and then there's bands. And like bands are just bands everywhere they go, like how they relate to each other.
Yeah.
Like fuck the notes and the guitar. Like what, it doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
Like we could be playing laser tag and we're a band. Sometimes we're just driving, you know, for 3 days and we're still a band off the stage, you know? And that's something that I don't know you create. I've never been a part of something like that before, and I sure as shit didn't like surmise to like create it.
Yeah, just because from it transitioning from guys playing with you to Nate and the Wholesome Boys to
Well, I
the
quickly
Wholesome
realized
Boys.
that I was the least talented musician in the band, and I needed to learn how to play because they were just backing me up, and I was just doing, you know,
Yeah,
whatever. And
just
I'm like,
fucking around on the guitar.
yeah, it's like they're actually like listening to what I'm doing and creating something, you know. And like once I started to like listen to what they were doing, it was kind of a game changer. Like for me as a solo person, like I had to kind of level up and try to learn how to sing better and play guitar better. And you know, it's just a beautiful thing what you can create when it's like a true collaboration. Like every single song on this record is collaborated with everyone in the band. It wasn't like, you know, like Andrew had songs 60% written, Frank did, Dylan did, like we wrote them all together. We did like, it was a collaboration in every possible way. And that's like something that I'm super proud of.
Yeah.
The fact that it sounds good at all is pretty amazing because a lot of times, like if you have 4 grown men trying to collaborate on something, like it's very noble to try to do that.
Yeah.
But like probably gonna sound like shit, you know, too many cooks in the kitchen. But if you get the right people together, like it can be pretty magical.
It can work, yeah.
Yeah.
It may not work again. It worked one time, you know.
It worked on this record and
Yeah,
it works on stage together.
I think it did, you know. So anyway.
That's awesome. How's the sober life going?
It's, you know, it's just a part of me now at this point. I felt before, like there was like the before and the after, and like now it just feels like both those have like integrated, and it's just like almost like I'm allergic to it or something.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
You know, it's just like
how many years have you hit?
It's like 2.5,
2.5 years.
something like that.
I hit 8 years off booze back in May.
I mean, we still have fun,
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
on the road,
yeah.
and it's like, in some ways, like people would say, like that it's kind of a dangerous environment to be around. But like once you learn how to like hang out and do that and not, you know, get fucked up, like it's actually more fun, you know.
Isn't
in a lot
it
of ways.
nice to remember the show and remember the
It's
moments
crucial for
with the
us.
guys versus what happened last night?
There's no way. I mean,
The
there's no way we could do it.
Yeah, like the what happened last night, dude. That's what one of the first things that I noticed when I got my shit cleaned up was the not feeling like shit the next day and the not.
I mean, we still feel like shit for
Well,
sure.
yeah, from
but
exhaustion and driving and the grind of being a band and being on the road and doing what you guys do. Of course, you're gonna be exhausted, but imagine how much more exhausted
yeah,
you would be.
it's
if
like
you,
if it's
you
already
were on
100
the
degrees
shit.
outside. Why are you putting a coat on? You know what I
That's
mean?
exactly
it's just
it.
like you're gonna sweat anyway.
Yeah.
So like, you know, just it's hard enough to tour, to play a halfway decent show, to show up on time, to keep your check, to talk to fucking people. Like, if you're faded the whole time, like, you're not doing a good job of it.
No, and you're not
You
doing
just
it,
think that you are.
Yeah, and you're not doing it justice to the people that are coming out and being at the show, the people that are paying you for the show or anything like that.
Yeah.
You want to give them the best product, the best version of the Wholesome Boys you can, and having that clear head is a huge
I'd say,
part of that.
yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, that's what I mean. And the way that we try to put on a show and are connected with each other, like it's much more like a sport. It feels like at times, and like you need to have the energy to do that. Like, it's not cool to be sloppy, especially if you're trying to like really create a moment.
Yeah,
like
I don't know that like we even have room to be sloppy. We don't have much room for error.
No.
So like playing bad shows and just chalking it up to like being fucked up is like not.
Well, we don't have anybody that's like covering that space for us. It's like we either play a good show or people are just like, these guys suck, whatever. There's nobody that's like, we're on first base every night.
yeah,
We're never on third. And if we're on third, it's because we fucking stole second and stole third.
yeah.
And, there are some people that are just on third, like, yeah, this is cool. It's like you can, you've got more of a machine behind you that can kind of act as a buffer for like, oh, it's not that cool, but like they're well known or they're famous or, they're on the radio.
Yeah.
If you're not on the radio, you're either good or you're nothing.
Yeah.
You don't have any no wiggle room.
Yeah, that is a true way to look at it for sure. So for a guy like me, for pretty much a lot of people have not seen a Wholesome Boys show. Some folks have seen a Nate Fredrick show. Some folks have seen a Nate and the Wholesome Boys show. How would you describe? So hype it up for me one time. Give me a heads up of what I'm going to be seeing tonight at our Tuesday night show.
Sweat. Lots of sweat.
Yeah.
Lots of sweat. Some sweaty bastards on stage. Okay.
I would say that like a Nate Fredrick show is like a Ford F-150, and then a Nate Fredrick and the Wholesome Boys show is like a Denali, and this is like a Ferrari, like a sports car. It's like a sports
speeds.
Yeah, it's got 8 speeds. It's the other one was an automatic, or it's like it's got way more speeds. It's not even really in the same category. Like I feel like I don't even sing the same. Yeah, I think it's totally different, honestly.
Well, I'm really fucking excited.
Yeah.
I am very, very, very excited for tonight.
I think you're gonna like it,
dude.
really do.
And it's funny. We actually have, and I'm gonna pitch my buddy Sam, who works with us. We have a segment of Raised Rowdy called Rowdy Alternative, that is like rock leaning. And we actually last week did our alternative takeover, and we had like Tristan Travis's son, who's very rock leaning. We had Austin Upchurch out of Texas. We had Sevi out of Texas. We had this band Frigga 5 that's like a Incubus, Deftonesy kind of thing, and the whole room fucking shook. So then that was awesome. So this sounds like it's in that kind of vein, which has me very fucking excited.
Yeah, dude, if you like Incubus and like Deftones and stuff, Calico, the band we're playing with in November,
I'll have to check them out.
So
they're very
sick.
cool. And like it's so cool to see a band that's like young. They're all in their lower 20s, and it's like bringing that like actual authenticity back, dude.
Rock is
It's
back.
it's
Rock
coming
is
back with a vengeance.
It is
I think.
back, dude.
Yeah, and they get
Bands like fucking Silly Goose 2 popping up in the phone.
Well, and everybody's good at like most bands. Like it's not like noisy garage bands. Like
no, they're polished.
They're polished. They're thoughtful. Like I think there's this next era of bands is going to be really cool. Because I think everybody's ready for it and wants it.
Sweet. Well, I am fucking ready for the Wholesome Boys tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. People can go to find you guys at the Wholesome Boys.
TheWholesomeBoys.com.
TheWholesomeBoys.com, which I was looking. You guys got a nice little sexy website. I will say that fucking recap video from the Atlanta show at the top, a whole about section, a whole diary right here of different.
And then their
built
music
that.
videos out. Yeah, Dylan drummer.
That's
Dylan
sick.
Douglas Miller was the
Bob Dylan Douglas Miller.
Bob Dylan Douglas Miller.
Dilly Dildo.
Sick. Dilly dildo.
And then I think that we're getting that music video on Apple Music too. I think we're sending that to them. I guess they do that now. So, but it's on YouTube also. So,
Yeah,
the
sweet.
official music video.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm very excited. Desert Diamonds out now. Project coming soon. Live show and then the residency over at
Nobles in
at
East.
Nobles and
Yeah,
East.
right on the patio.
Sick. I might have to pop over there Friday, honestly.
Yeah, we got a guy named Gritty Flywright from South Carolina.
Gritty Fly Right.
He's a cool dude, man.
I feel like I have to be there now. Like
Yeah.
Raised Rowdy, we love finding the new shit and things that are a little out there and Gritty.
Nobles is cool, and they've been very gracious to like let us take over their like fucking hole, like their local watering hole.
Yeah.
For the last 4 months.
And I feel like the crowd
5
in
months.
East is gonna understand your shit.
Well, we
a
play
little bit
right
more
out
than
to
the crowd
the
in Midtown or
street,
something.
dude. Like it's been a great thing. Frank used to work there at Nobles,
Hell yeah.
so we kind of had the in with them, but it's been good.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys, Nate and Andrew,
Appreciate
the
you too,
Wholesome
man.
Boys, half of the Wholesome Boys. You
We'll
drank,
get the
right?
rest of them.
I do not.
You don't drink either. So everybody in the band's pretty much.
I'm gonna
clean?
leave that up to them.
Okay.
I made that mistake
Okay.
a long time ago, speaking for other people. But
That is true. 'Cause I was gonna
Yeah.
say I'll send you home with some of these, but we don't. have to
somebody
do
will
that.
drink them.
Yeah, I'll bring them. I'll bring them
Yeah.
tonight. You guys got these. We'll pick. We got some hats. You guys can pick out some shirts tonight when you come to the show. We got a bunch of hats.
We
a
love
bunch of shirts.
hats.
Yeah. We have a metric fuck ton of them over there. So.
A metric.
A
fuck
metric fuck ton. That's right. We're on the fucking metric system over here. But y'all be sure to check out the Wholesome Boys. Desert Diamonds is out now. Project it was recorded up in Brooklyn, coming soon, and they got some road gigs. So visit Wholesome Boys. TheWholesomeBoys.com. You can read this beautiful bio. Look at these tour dates and look at the about section, and these great headshots right here are just fucking fantastic. I mean, damn, boys. Damn, looking good. So appreciate y'all coming on. And for more on us, visit raisedrowdy.com. Shout out to our friends from Surfside. Go surfing with us. Our friends from Black Time Moving. And if you would like to get any Raised Rowdy swag, more information on us, please visit raisedrowdy.com. For my boys, Nate and Andrew, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.